Hi, my name is Ali and I want to talk to you a little bit. I used to work as a disabled person for the Department of Work and Pensions. After a few months of working there, I still did not have the reasonable adjustments and the equipment that I needed, that I had indicated to them that I required before I had even signed my contract. Now, nearly 18 months after still not getting that equipment, I was advised by the trade union to take legal action against them in the Employment Tribunals. And here is where we take an even deeper dive as to why I need your help, why really my case is a catalyst for every single disabled person who wants work, wants to stay in work, or who wants to be self-employed or other. This case, my case, why I need your help, clearly evidences what happens when a disabled person in the workplace is failed, is systematically discriminated against, and what happens when that same system chooses to protect itself instead of owning their failings. This is what happens when the system chooses to protect itself instead of the truth. Now, I want to be clear here. I took over 2,000 pages of evidence to that court. There were emails, internal emails from managers, emails from myself where I had requested reasonable adjustments, emails from projects that I was working on, such as the fraud project, which the judge states that she never saw. Everything was done digitally, so everything could be evidenced, even now that that evidence was put before the judge. Even DWP's own evidence and their own witnesses contradicted themselves, yet the tribunal chose to believe them instead of me. Why? Was it because I highlighted the big errors and the faults in their system? The tribunal saw it. They saw it all. They recorded it. They acknowledged that discrimination and harassment took place. And then they tried to write it away. The tribunal claimed that the discrimination didn't disadvantage me enough. They ignored key evidence that proved the evidence was real. And they accepted throughout DWP's narrative, even where it strongly contradicted itself, because acknowledging the truth would acknowledge that DWP failed in its legal duty to protect disabled employees. This case is not about personal grievance. This case is about power. When disabled people raise concerns, when they speak up, when they try and advocate their rights, the system hears them but silences them. When we ask to be protected, we are labelled difficult. When we assert our rights, we are punished. That is victimisation. And it's happening every day across the UK. It happened to me and it can happen to you. Quietly, systematically, behind closed doors, hoping nobody is going to speak out about it. This case has now reached the Court of Appeal. I've had to represent myself up until this time with a mental health condition and a physical condition, and I can do no more alone. I need help, I need support, and I need most of all expertise. I need somebody who can stand strongly and proudly against me and stand up for me for what my case represents. Because if it stands that discrimination against disabled people can be recognised and still go unremedied, then that is not just wrong, it is legally impossible under the Equality Act. And that is why this case matters for every single disabled person in the country. Today, I have launched the Justice Journal's Legal Action Fund, and this fund supports the Court of Appeal, the challenge that I now have underway, and if needed, a High Court judicial review. This is not charity, this is accountability. This is public interest litigation. This is how the law changes. So if you believe that the truth should matter, if you believe that real evidence should count, if you believe that the law should stand up and protect the vulnerable, stand with me. Stand with the justice journals. This fight is bigger than one person alone. The fight is for all of us. And it didn't stop there. The tribunal did not just ignore evidence that was real. They instead relied on evidence from the respondent from DWP. And I have already proved that that evidence was false. Things like 3 different versions of the same piece of evidence provided by DWP, witness statements written by DWP's own legal team, testimonies contradicting logs, audit trails, metadata. Instead, the false evidence was accepted, the true evidence was dismissed. This is not a misunderstanding. This is not just a simple error. This is a miscarriage of justice. And I need your help to help me put this right for me and all those other people that will go after me in places of work when they are disabled and victimised for speaking up for their disability rights.